Jasmine Crockett is an idiot. She's got that wig weave in her head and those barn door eyelashes that make me think she's going to play helicopter if she flaps too rapidly and start moving up in the air a little bit. And frankly, the woman has no common sense.
Man, Judge Joe Brown, he doesn't hold back at all. Never holds back. He always tells the 100% truth. I don't care who you are. He don't care about hurting anybody's feelings. He gonna tell it to you like it is. He gonna give it to you straight, no chaser. You understand me? But we got to talk about Jasmine Crockett today because there is a viral clip going on right now from her going on BS Now, aka MS Now, aka MSDNC. Okay, because they changed their name from MSDNC to MS Now, which I call BS Now, because it is a load of BS. But in today's clip, they actually did a little bit of their job, which is shocking considering the network that it's coming from, right? And we got to talk about that. Plus, we have to talk about Jasmine Crockett actually saying that she's thinking about making a run at Senate. I want to play her statements on that as well, because that's also quite interesting, and the ramifications of that whole situation is quite interesting. But with that being said, make sure you guys hit that like button. And if you aren't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and join the family, all right? Join the family. And let's dive in.
Congresswoman, it wouldn't be a conversation with us if I didn't quickly put you on the spot on something. You made a little bit of news last week when you mistakenly accused Lee Zeldin and another Republican
I didn't
accepting money from Jeffrey Epstein, but it was a different Jeffrey Epstein according to the financial records. Do you want to... I don't want to give you the opportunity to amend that. And
I have no amendments. When I was on the floor, for those that don't know how it works, basically they decided to bring this privilege motion up, and they decided that they wanted to kick Stacey off of her committees because Stacey had received... Stacey Plaskett, because she had received a donation from Jeffrey Epstein. I had maybe 20 minutes. We researched the FEC, and because I like to speak with specificity, that's kind of what comes with being an attorney, I made clear that there was a Jeffrey Epstein. They knew on the other side that I did not have time to actually pull up and actually research, especially since... that particular one that Lee Zeldin got up in an uproar about was specifically out of the New York area. We know that he was out of that area. So, and this obviously was not done post Jeffrey Epstein's life. So I made sure that I said a Jeffrey Epstein.
But you were trying to insinuate that it was the
I absolutely was insinuating that it could be possible.
Man, have you guys ever noticed that Democrats can never take accountability for anything? Ever. Literally never. I'm surprised. Like, I'm honestly shocked that she didn't somehow bend or twist this into blaming Uncle Trump somehow, some kind of way. Democrats never take accountability for anything. It would have been really simple to say, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. I apologize. My apologies to Lee Zeldin. I shouldn't have done that. I know that was a little deceptive. I'm sorry. That's not difficult to do. Not difficult to do at all. Right? But Democrats can never take accountability. It's either just zero accountability at all, or let's just blame this on Trump somehow, some kind of way. Yep, this is Trump's fault. This is Trump and the MAGA Republicans' fault. That's literally all Democrats do. Ask yourself this question, and we're going to get back into this clip. When is the last time you saw a Democrat politician take any accountability for their actions or their party's actions? Let me know. Let me know. Let's jump back in, though.
Was insinuating that it could be possible. That is true. But the point is, I never said that it was that specific one because I did not have the adequate time to do it. And so the Jeffrey Epstein has stepped forward, and that's not like, a normal name. And I think that what would have been...
How is that not a normal name? It is a normal name. It just happens to be the name of somebody who did some bad things. It's a normal name. Jeffrey? There's a lot of people named Jeffrey, I'm sure there's a lot of people with the last name Epstein. Once again, it just so happens that there was a guy by that name that did something bad. It's a regular name.
Problematic is if I would have claimed that, say, that happened and it legitimately never happened. So ultimately, he cleared the record. I have not researched further. I've not talked to this doctor.
But you
Jeffrey
can agree
Epstein.
that Lee Zeldin didn't receive money.
I can agree that Lee
Jeffrey
Zeldin
Epstein
has said that he's not received money from the Jeffrey Epstein. Absolutely.
Congressman.
Oh my goodness! There you have that there, and I wanna take a little trip down memory lane, because as you guys heard, she claimed that she made it clear that it wasn't the Jeffrey Epstein, it was just a Jeffrey Epstein. So I wanna go down memory lane with you guys a little bit and actually play the statement in question where she actually made this claim. So check that out here. Let me throw this up on the big screen. Hold on. There we go.
Folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly: Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio. I just want to be clear. If this is the standard that we're going to make, just know we're going to expose it all. And just know that the FEC filings, they are available for everybody to review. This is absolutely ridiculous.
I don't know about you guys, but that didn't sound like she was making sure that everyone knew it wasn't the Jeffrey Epstein. It was just a Jeffrey Epstein. That sounded like she wanted people to think that it was the Jeffrey Epstein. But you guys can let me know how you feel in the comments. Let me know. Let me know. Am I tripping? Maybe I'm a little biased. Talk to me. Talk to me, please. Talk to me, please. Here's Lee Zeldin's statement. And I think it's quite interesting because I actually agree with what he says here. And I think Democrats actually do this quite a lot. And it's intentional. Very, very intentional. Check it out.
Well, so the reason why Jasmine Crockett would go to the floor in the first place and be lying is because she's done it a lot in the past and they get away with it. So the thought is you take the cheap shot. There's not going to be any pushback, and it's a free hit on the right to change the narrative. The
Bingo.
problem is that you better come.
Bingo. And the lie can get around the world faster than the truth can put its pants on, right? So they throw out this BS lie and peddle it as if it's the truth. And they go on these mainstream media shows and they don't push back or barely push back at all. And by the time the actual truth comes out, everybody's already bought into this narrative that they were pushing. You see what I'm saying? So I think that is a strategy from the Democrats that they employ a lot. I've seen them do it 1,000 times. This whole notion that Democrats don't know what it is that they are doing, that's a load of crap. They know exactly what it is that they are doing. We might joke around and say that these people are idiots and whatnot, but Democrats are very strategic. And it honestly annoys me because I would love to see Republicans get a lot more strategic in terms of some of the things that, we can do or are able to do. But unfortunately, we still have some rhinos in the party, and those rhinos are at the top of the party. John Thune, I'm thinking of you from South Dakota. South Dakota, I'm going to need y'all to stand up come. Actually, I think he's up for re-election next year. I think. I'll have to double check on that. If anybody knows, comment below. I can easily look it up. But yeah, South Dakota, John Thune has to be voted out. I don't care how much money he throws into ads to get on your TV screen and talk about a bunch of Republican values and all this extra crap. I almost cursed right there. this Republican stuff. No. We ain't buying any of that. Vote that mother fricker out, okay? Please. I'm so sick of John Thune. But anyway, yeah, that's a strategy that they always employ. Lie. Go on mainstream media. So mainstream media basically confirms the lie. And don't even worry about the truth, because by the time the truth gets out, everybody already bought what they're selling. So now I want to get into what she had to say about running for Senate. Check that out.
Data is only one part of the equation. You have to be able to execute. And the state is 30 million people. It's a $100 million race. As well as, we need to be able to take advantage of the fact that the Republicans are fighting right now, and they may have to go to a runoff. And we also need to make sure we have what I consider to be a strong slate. People that can also raise money, people that also have kind of different groups of people that are attracted to them. And so it's more so logistical than anything at this point in time. But for sure, we did not stop our evaluation because the evaluation made it clear that the coalition that won on November 4th, black and brown folk, when you look at the numbers in New Jersey, when you look at the numbers in Virginia, it was making sure that black and brown, number one, showed up and voted the right way. I am the leading candidate when it comes to those two specific constituencies. And so it does make it to where I am very formidable, regardless of kind of what people may want to put out into the atmosphere. The numbers are the numbers.
So you still haven't made a decision?
I am closer to yes than I am no. I will tell you that.
Take that.
But regardless of what people think, strategy matters and execution matters. And there are a lot of people that don't believe in Texas. And so for me, if I am going to tell people that they need to believe in Texas, I need to not only have numbers on a piece of paper, I need to be able to tell them this is exactly how we're going to get there. And part of that equation, for me, again, comes down to what type of ticket, instead of relying on one person to kind of carry the load, what type of ticket. So I've actually been talking to other candidates, potential candidates as well, trying to recruit them.
So yeah, you can see some of the Democrat primary polling right above her. She's at 31. James Tallarico, I think that's how you say his name, at 25. Robert O'Rourke, not Beto. This guy just never gives up, man. This guy never he's like the Stacey Abrams of Texas. Because hasn't he run for Texas governor like twice already? Robert, not Beto. It tries to go with the name Beto when his actual name, his government name is Robert. He's at 25%, and then Colin Allred is at 13%, which he ran before as well, and got smoked by, I think Ted Cruz, right? Am I tripping? I'm pretty sure I remember Colin Allred running before. But anyway, so yeah, she's at the top of that list right there. Now, do I think she's going to win? Absolutely not. I think she's going to get absolutely smoked. She's going to get smoked like a Philly blunt. And here is some of the Republican primary polling here, where, as you can see, Ken Paxton is comfortably in the lead right there. You got Wesley Hunt coming in second. John Cornyn, one of the rhinos I always talk about. If you don't know who John Cornyn is, he is right here. This gentleman to the left right there. He's got to go. Big rhino. Big rhino. Rhino. I like Wesley Hunt. I do. I really do. But I don't think he should be running right now. It's a waste. It's a waste. Will he get some votes? Sure. But it's honestly a waste to run right now. I think Wesley Hunt needs to wait, right? Or I don't know, maybe take Ted Cruz's spot. I'm not the biggest fan of Ted Cruz, but my vote is for Ken Paxton, for a multitude of reasons. One being, I know he's angry. They tried to go after him the same way that they tried to go after Trump. So I know he's not playing any type of games. He's going to be one of those types of individuals who isn't going to take any of the BS, any of the nonsense. He's going to try to get things done as best as he possibly can. He doesn't seem like a guy that is going to turn into any type of rhino. Okay. Wesley Hunt seems like a similar type of individual, but like I said, I just don't think it's his time yet. Not yet. But regardless, John Cornyn has to go. He's got to get out of there. We got to start voting out these rhinos, and John Cornyn may be the first domino to fall, and I will be very happy about that. And if we can vote out John Thune as well, behind John Cornyn, I might. Okay, let me not say that. I was gonna say I might just go streaking or something. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be excited though. I am going to be extremely excited to see John Cornyn and John Thune both get voted out. And I have a lot of confidence in Ken Paxton because of this clip right here and what he had to say. Check this out.
How are you kicking his ass then? How much has he actually spent so far?
35 to 40 million.
How much have you spent?
250,000.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
You're saying that right now, as you lead him by at least 10 points, I'm assuming.
Yep.
He spent
35 to 40 million.
and you spent
250,000.
I love that. Yes.
But I'm going to have to respond before it's over, and that's why I'm raising money.
We have to raise money.
Yes.
We have to raise money. How are you kicking his ass then? How much is he?
So what he's talking about here is John Cornyn allegedly has spent $35 million to save himself and keep himself in the Senate. The Rhino is spending big bucks to try to convince us voters to continue to vote for him to stay being a Rhino in the Senate for us. And it ain't working out too well because $35 million and you're still down by 10 points to Ken Paxton's 250,000. If you losing with them kind of numbers, buddy, you're cooked. You're fried, deep fried. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, he's down by 10 points, actually 11 points according to this poll. So, and we've seen this type of situation before because if you guys remember in the 2024 election where you had Kamala Harris versus Uncle Trump, there was $2.5 billion spent on Kamala Harris. 2.5 billion. Okay. Like broke records with the amount of money that she spent. She, as a matter of fact, she ended up going into debt by 20 million after the 2.5 billion was spent on her. So record amount of money and still lost in a landslide. So we've seen this type of thing happen before. These ad dollars don't go as far as they used to because I'm assuming more people are actually paying attention to what's going on and not simply just, you know, seeing some ad pop up on their television of some politician giving them a bunch of lip service, right? Telling them a bunch of sweet nothings. I think that may be the case. They're not just paying attention to that anymore. And so these rhinos and these terrible candidates like Kamala Harris can't just continue to throw dollars at ads. They actually have to show up and do what it is that they're supposed to do, and that is work for the American people. And we know Democrats can't do that, and rhinos are no better. So he can spend all the money he wants to. He can burn through all the types of dollars he wants to. He can burn through his whole fortune. I don't give a damn. We ain't voting for that mother lover, okay? John Cornyn must be voted out. Ken Paxton for Senate, baby. Let's go. But anyway, y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions about all of this. Thanks for tuning in. As always, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. And check out the merch link down below. It is in the description box, and as well as the second channel. If you're not familiar with the second channel, link is down below. It's called Extra Rich. Hope to see you guys over there. Peace and love. I'm out.